beautiful ladies, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Tama White and I'm super excited to have you back to yet another one of my videos. If you're new here, hi and welcome. My channel is all about feminine energy, whether it is that you are starting out on your feminine journey or if you feel like feminine energy is something that you want to take more on board or learn more about how you can step into your feminine energy and feminine power. This channel is all about that. So in this video today, we're going to be talking about how to release your blocked feminine energy. And this video is definitely coming from a little bit of my personal experience of living very much into this kind of masculine energy. And if you watched a couple of my older videos talking about feminine masculine energy, you know that what I say and what I actually see now, masculine ways of living have actually become more of like the favored energy out there, which is absolutely amazing. I mean, masculine energy is all about achieving. Masculine energy is all about, competing, doing, getting things done. It's very much like go, 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 hustle, let's achieve everything we want in life. And it's a lot about doing, whilst feminine energy is a lot about flow, it's a lot about collaboration, it's a lot about manifestation, it's intuition. So it's a very different type of energy, and there's one of the energies is no worse than the other. They both are equally as important. However, I feel like in today's society we do see way more of that masculine energy being put on the pedestal, whilst feminine energy is seeing more as maybe weak or more kind of like the woo style. At least this is something what you see in kind of like the popular media, so to say. However, they both, masculine and feminine energies, they both serve completely different purposes. But if you really want to create life where you achieve your goals but yet you do feel absolutely fulfilled as well, it's important to have that balance of both energies in your life. So today I really want to talk about a little bit more about how can you release your blocked feminine energy, because if you are someone who lives a lot in masculine energy, if you work and you very much hustle, and you come back home, you still approach everything from that very masculine, let's check every single to do from our list kind of way. If you have everything structured in your life and everything is very much in like this masculine manner, you might be feeling sometimes a little bit overwhelmed, you might feel empty. Even sometimes when you achieve your goals, you might feel still unhappy or unfulfilled. And a lot of the times it is because you are not balancing your masculine energy with your feminine energy, because feminine energy is what brings that emotion in your life. It's what brings fun, it's what brings the intuition and all of those things, how we really experience the world and the flow instead of just do and achieve and compete and all of that. So if you do live in a masculine world, this video is going to be for you. And I really want to talk in this video about my personal experience as well. Quite a few years ago, I actually did work in corporate field, and once I quit my corporate journey, I went on this entrepreneurial journey and did what seemed back then was what every single influencer were saying to do, is to hustle, work until you can't work no more and all these kind of things. So this is exactly what I did. I really tuned into my masculine energy, and I was all about getting things done, achieving things, and really working and hustling and all of that. I had like all kinds of different quotes on my desktop, which is all about the hustle time and all about like the work and make things happen. And especially I live in London, and in London that's kind of the energy that you feel over here. It's a lot about buzz, it's networking, it's making things happen basically. And I did end up being quite successful when it comes to my career. However, I did feel very unfulfilled, I did feel sad, I did feel lonely. It got to the point where I was working so much that I really missed that side of me that's very feminine. I really missed the connection with people. I really missed loving people. I really missed just like those simple times where you are just being with other people or by yourself, because everything for me was like really structured. Every literally second did matter for my schedule. And I really ended up being unhappy and unfulfilled and sad and almost depressed. And that's when I realized that something has to change. And it did. I did make a change. So there are a couple of ways that I managed to change my life that actually over a small period of time really made the big difference in my life as well. And I'm here to share with you 3 ways of how you can also release your feminine blocked energy. So without further ado, number 1 is allowing the flow. Now, if you're someone who has every single second structured in your life, if you have like this crazy schedule that you have to follow, be a little bit more open, allowing the flow. Now, if you are here to tell me like, oh my god, Toma, I do not have the time, that is the biggest lie, and I heard it so many times. Probably one of the biggest lies out there, and you guys can Google it, is I don't have time. It's not exactly a lie, it's more of a limiting belief, I would say, because if you really wanted to make something happen, you would find a time. I mean, maybe you won't find 3 or 4 hours for it, but you will definitely find 5 or 10 minutes. And if you are so busy that you don't even have 10 or 15 minutes for yourself a day, I think you need to revisit to what's happening in your life, because nobody's ever that busy that they don't have like 5 or 10 minutes in your life. So I would say, if you do find yourself busy to the point where you literally cannot find 5 or 10 minutes for yourself, have a look at your priorities and see what kind of things you have on your to-do list that might not serve you, that actually is not even a priority, or maybe it's something that you can really delegate to other people if it's not a priority task for you. Now, once you do have that time and you can allow yourself to have a flow, allow yourself to really do things that you wouldn't normally do. For instance, if after work you have that 10-15 minute that you can spend with yourself, take yourself on a date, or meet up with your girlfriends, or I don't know, do something that you wouldn't normally do. Or instead of, going in a car and driving back home or taking a train, maybe walk back home if that's possible, or take a different route. Do something different from what you would normally do. Allow a little bit more flow in your life. Again, the same thing, for instance, if you have lunch at the same place every single day, every single time, try to look for different places just to have a lunch. You never know what you're gonna find once you allow that flow, and really let your intuition to lead, because it's a good thing sometimes to stuck with one particular thing, especially if it works for you. However, I feel like sticking with the same thing for too long, you actually are blocking yourself for new things, for new discoveries, for new opportunities coming in your life. Especially if you are single currently and you would like a little bit of a romance or partner, going to work on the same route that you are now going, or going to lunch to the same place that you are now going, it's not going to really give you different results. So try something new, allow that flow, change your route a little bit of going to work, change the places that you go to eat or go for a drink. Allow a little bit more of a flow. Of course, if you have a little bit more time for yourself, like 1 hour, I would say just, take yourself on a date and get lost in a town, or, go to that like dancing class or something to basically change your routine. And sometimes you don't even have to plan that. Just listen to, any ideas that will come in your mind, and really trusting those ideas, because there's so much that comes from the intuition, and there's so much that comes from that unknown. So the number 1 tip was really to allow more flow in your life. Number 2 is all about pleasure. Now, if you are someone who's like work, 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 and you don't ever play, that is basically a killer for your feminine energy. So feminine energy is a lot about play, is a lot about pleasure. So really take some time, maybe in your day or maybe in your week or maybe in your month, where you can really spend that time for pure pleasure. Now, whatever that means to you, if that means going for a lovely dinner by yourself, do that. If that means getting your nail appointments, do that. Hair appointments, whatever gives you pleasure, spending time with your family, going for a walk in nature, anything that brings you pleasure, take that very seriously. That's when you really unleash in your feminine energy, in that pure joy, in that pure enjoyment of the moment, and don't feel guilty about it. I remember when I was still living in this very masculine energy, I used to feel very guilty every single time I would do something for just pure pleasure. Like I would be hit with this like feeling of guilt, like there's no tomorrow. So make sure if you are taking that time for yourself for pure pleasure, you do not ruin that with guilt, because then it's just going to be you kind of are doing something to make it better, but then at the same time you're taking away from yourself. So really make sure that if it is a time for pleasure, you are taking it very seriously, like it's a business goal or something, right? So you really want to enjoy the moment. And the final one, although to be honest, there are so many different ways of you releasing the feminine energy, and I think I will do more videos on that if it's something that you are interested in watching. But for now, the third one is a glow up. And it's very simple. I don't want to give you like crazy big ideas over here or ways of releasing your feminine energy. I want those things to be very kind of easy for you and effortless to kind of change in your life, so it doesn't require a lot of effort for you to kind of release a little bit of that feminine energy every time. So that's why those tips might seem very simple, nothing new or groundbreaking. And it's because I don't want you to go through a lot of effort for you to really release that feminine energy. I want you to see that you can release and access that feminine energy very easily every single day of your life. So the final one is glow up, and that means be in love with yourself. Find something about your body, about your face, about your personality that you love, and really highlight that and feel it. And if that means going from your normal trousers to actually wearing a dress or a skirt, if that makes you feel like a woman and that makes you feel confident, if that makes you feel beautiful, do that. It might be, wearing a little bit more makeup than usual, or maybe doing a different kind of makeup than usual, brighter lipstick, or maybe a little bit more eyeshadow. Whatever makes you feel beautiful, whatever makes you feel confident, whatever makes you feel like the most beautiful feminine version of yourself, do that. I feel like a lot of the times, this beauty is being seen as very shallow, is being seen as something, almost like embarrassing, that you do take time for yourself, and it's being seen like it doesn't have value. However, really liking yourself, especially the way how you look, and it really empowers you. It gives that, you kind of have that spring in your steps, is that how they say it, when you do feel good about yourself, when you love the way you look. And it's not really about the looks, it's actually about the feeling that it gives you. So whatever it is that makes you feel beautiful, that makes you feel amazing, that makes you feel like this goddess, do that. If you can't do that every single day, make sure that you'll do it at least once a week, or at least once a month, as often as you can. And this way, when you love the way you look, when you love yourself, it's so easy for other people to know that as well, to notice it. And that feeling is so contagious. And they say that energy doesn't lie. We pick up on energy so quickly. So if you're walking around there loving yourself, loving everyone around you, it's so much easier for people to pick up that energy as well, and really uplift their day at the same time. So these are the 3 ways of how you can release your blocked feminine energy. As I said, there are so many more ways ways of how to do it, and I will definitely do more videos about that if it's something that you're interested in knowing more about and learning more about. And please leave any questions you have down below. If you are using any particular ways for you to inject a little bit more of your feminine energy in your everyday life, let me know in the comments box down below. Follow me on Instagram if you want to see more, as well as on Facebook, and I cannot wait to see you in my next video. I hope you will have a wonderful rest of the day, and I'll speak with you soon. Bye.